First and foremost, I should tell you that I have a major scoop regarding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, their newest legal plan, or something that they were...
You're not kidding when you say this is getting messier. The author of that book deleting her Instagram account, another who plays Baldoni's sister in the film, being harassed online.
Hollywood is ablaze with drama, and the internet can't get enough. Blake Lively, one of the most talked-about stars of her generation, has filed a shocking complaint that sent ripples through the entertainment industry. In a dramatic twist, Liz Plank, a well-known women's rights advocate and co-host of a major platform, abruptly resigns, seemingly in solidarity with Blake. But is there more beneath the surface? Was Liz making a bold stand for a friend, or was she caught in a web of manipulation spun by a powerful duo determined to control the narrative? As speculation grows, the lines between loyalty, influence, and deception blur. Is this a genuine act of support or a calculated move in a larger game? Buckle up. This rabbit hole runs deeper than anyone imagined.
And so Liz Plank was a perfect person for them to go after because first and foremost, if you don't know anything about her, I had never heard her name before this scandal. She's kind of branded herself as like the ultimate feminist. You know, she is also Canadian, and everything that she does, like I think she majored in women's studies at McGill University, and she's very carefully done work as a big supporter of gender equality.
As the story unfolds, Blake Lively's once flawless reputation is beginning to crumble under the weight of her own actions. People are connecting the dots, and the picture emerging is far from flattering. From her frosty demeanor during press junkets to resurfaced claims of being difficult on set, Blake's mean girl persona is no longer Hollywood's best-kept secret. But the real bombshell? A leaked recording in which she openly discusses manipulating those around her to gain creative control over projects. Let that sink in. This isn't just hearsay or tabloid gossip. It's Blake, in her own words, revealing behavior eerily similar to the allegations at the heart of her legal battle with Justin Baldoni. The irony is almost too perfect. Is this a case of self-sabotage or a master manipulator finally being exposed? Either way, Hollywood and the internet won't be looking at Blake Lively the same way again.
Ladies and gentlemen, just buckle up. This is amazing. If you really want to get into how psychotic Ryan Reynolds is, the fact that he cast her as an expert for this will really... No, she appeared as an expert to deliver to audiences what the definition of a bromance is.
Just when it seems the drama couldn't get any wilder, Candace Owens steps into the fray with bombshell revelations that flip the entire saga on its head. A firebrand in her own right, Owens doesn't hold back. She unveils a trove of evidence suggesting that Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively's husband and half of Hollywood's beloved power couple, may be pulling more strings than anyone realized. According to Owens, Ryan's controlling behavior behind the scenes has been a long-standing issue, possibly influencing Blake's erratic decisions throughout this legal battle. It's a bold claim, but Owens insists she has the receipts to prove it: messages, videos, insider accounts, the whole 9 yards. If true, this could completely change the narrative. Is Blake the villain in this story, or is she just another pawn in a bigger game? One thing is certain: Hollywood is watching, and the truth is about to unravel.
I heard on very good authority that the same was done to Liz Plank, okay? So they primed her, got her as an expert of bromance. Sorry, serious expert of bromances, put her on the show. She's a perfect candidate. She's a feminist. And then they tried to pull the Me Too button. She instantly took their side, jumped off of the podcast with him, made a statement.
Blake and Ryan's legal team is in full crisis mode, scrambling to control the fallout. They're not just fighting one battle. They're engaged in a war on multiple fronts. On one side, they're pushing for a gag order to stop Justin Baldoni from releasing text messages and evidence that could damage Blake's case. On the other, they're allegedly going after insiders who have dared to speak out. It's a full-scale, scorched earth strategy. But here's the real question. If Blake and Ryan are so confident in their innocence, why are they working so hard to silence others? What are they trying to hide? The public isn't convinced, and neither are some of Hollywood's biggest players. As the controversy deepens, one thing is certain: This battle is far from over, and the truth may be more explosive than anyone imagined.
And then they basically asked her to join in as a plaintiff. And what I was told was, like, Jenny Slate said, hell no. Her and her people have obviously gone through everything, have read the lawsuits, like a fuller picture rather than just Blake's emotions, and they do not want to go anywhere near this with a 10-foot.
Take Liz Plank's abrupt departure, for example. At first glance, it seemed like a bold act of loyalty to Blake. But as more details emerge, people are starting to question Liz's true motives. Speculation is swirling that Ryan Reynolds may have played a role in her decision. According to online sleuths, Ryan has a well-documented knack for love bombing, showering people with attention, opportunities, and praise until they're firmly in his corner. But here's the twist. This isn't just about winning allies. Observers believe it's part of a bigger strategy to isolate the real target, Justin Baldoni. By positioning Liz as a loyalist, Ryan and Blake may have been trying to create an echo chamber of support, making it harder for Baldoni to defend himself. And Liz, whether knowingly or not, played right into their hands. It's a theory gaining serious traction, especially after a TikToker named Steph with the Deets dissected the timeline and pointed out glaring inconsistencies. Coincidence or calculated move? Either way, it's looking increasingly shady.
And so they are behind the scenes, not just lobbying. Allegedly, Jenny Slate, also Liz Plank, they are literally looking for any individual that will jump on board and solidify her statements that Justin Baldoni is a creep, and they are routinely and continually coming up dry because that's what happens when you lie.
But it doesn't stop there. Enter Ari Emanuel, one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood, who publicly throws his weight behind Blake and Ryan. On the surface, this seems like a major win for the couple. After all, if you've got billionaires and media moguls in your corner, who cares about public opinion, right? But here's the problem. People are starting to see through the facade. Social media is flooded with skepticism, with many questioning whether Blake and Ryan are simply cozying up to the right people to shield themselves from accountability. Of course they're friends with Ari Emanuel, one commenter wrote. They're probably buddy-buddy with Oprah and Mark Zuckerberg too. But what about everyone else they stepped on along the way? And speaking of everyone else, let's talk about the insiders who have come forward to share their experiences with Blake. These aren't just random gossipers looking for attention. These are former colleagues, crew members, and even co-stars who have worked closely with her. The stories paint a stark contrast to the bubbly, approachable persona she's cultivated in the media. From allegedly calling herself untouchable to making thinly veiled threats against people's careers, Blake's reputation is taking a serious hit. One resurfaced clip from a press junket even shows Blake and actress Parker Posey dismissively laughing at a journalist's question, an interaction so uncomfortable that the journalist later admitted it made her consider quitting the industry altogether.
Ouch.
Keep piling up, and Blake's behavior during the It Ends With Us press tour has become another sore spot. Critics slammed her for using the film's premiere, a project tackling sensitive social issues, as a platform to promote her lifestyle brand. One particularly tone-deaf moment sparked outrage when she named a cocktail after a controversial character from the movie. To many, it felt inappropriate at best and outright offensive at worst. Yet, instead of genuine accountability, Blake's team appears focused on aggressive damage control. Insiders suggest their legal strategy isn't about proving innocence, it's about silencing dissent. But the harder they push, the more scrutiny they invite. The question remains, what exactly are they trying so hard to hide? Blake's closest friends have now been pulled into the fray. Her sisterhood of the Traveling Pants co-stars, America Ferrera, Amber Tamblyn, and Alexis Bledel, penned a heartfelt letter of support, praising Blake as a courageous leader who fought for a safe workplace. It's a touching sentiment, but not everyone is convinced. Critics argue that the letter feels more like a carefully crafted PR move than a genuine stand, especially given its timing. And let's be real, public support from friends doesn't erase the mounting evidence against her. Then there's the alleged website takedown. According to reports, Blake and Ryan's team attempted to shut down a site planning to release incriminating texts and videos. But if the content was fake or misleading, why not simply debunk it? Why go to such extreme lengths to erase it from existence? Instead of quelling speculation, this move has only intensified it, making people question what the couple might be hiding. With every attempt to suppress information, public skepticism grows. If these leaked texts and videos are as damning as sources claim, they could change everything. But for now, the biggest question remains: what is Blake so afraid of? The stage is set for an epic showdown, and all eyes are on Hollywood's most controversial power couple. But with each new revelation, one thing becomes increasingly clear: the truth won't stay buried for long. So, what's next for Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds? Can they claw their way out of this PR disaster, or are they hurtling toward career-ending fallout? Buckle up, because this story is only getting wilder, and the twists keep coming. If you thought the drama surrounding Blake, Ryan, and Justin Baldoni couldn't get any messier, think again. Let's pick up where we left off. Blake and Ryan are in full damage control mode, scrambling to take back control of the narrative. But here's the kicker: their every move seems to be blowing up in their faces. From failed legal maneuvers to questionable alliances, the harder they push, the more skeptical the public becomes. So, what's really happening behind the scenes? And more importantly, how much longer can they keep up the act? Meanwhile, Blake's support system is rallying, at least they're trying to. Her longtime friends and former sisterhood of the Traveling Pants co-stars, America Ferrera, Amber Tamblyn, and Alexis Bledel, penned a heartfelt letter defending her character. They described Blake as a loyal friend and a fearless advocate for workplace safety, citing her efforts to ensure a respectful environment during the filming of It Ends With Us. But here's where it gets tricky: the public isn't entirely convinced. A large portion of the internet sees the letter as a carefully coordinated PR move rather than a genuine statement of support. After all, timing is everything, and this letter conveniently dropped just as Blake's reputation was hanging by a thread. Instead of repairing the damage, it's only fueling more skepticism. But wait, there's more. Just Insider has released video footage from the set of It Ends With Us, claiming it disproves Blake Lively's allegations of inappropriate behavior. The raw footage shows Blake and Justin Baldoni rehearsing a slow dance scene, meant to be romantic and intimate. According to Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, the video clearly demonstrates mutual respect and professionalism between the co-stars. However, Blake's team has fired back, arguing that the footage actually supports her claims. They insist that Baldoni's unscripted actions, like touching Blake's face and commenting on her appearance, were inappropriate and crossed professional boundaries. It's a classic case of he said, she said, but with video evidence open to interpretation. And let's be real, in today's hyperpolarized climate, both sides are using this footage as ammunition to sway public opinion. The question now is, will the public see the truth, or just the version they're being sold? And speaking of public opinion, it's not just Blake and Justin under the microscope. Ryan Reynolds is now facing backlash for allegedly mocking Baldoni in Deadpool and Wolverine. The character Nice Fool, who sports a man bun and makes passive-aggressive comments, is widely believed to be a not-so-subtle jab at Baldoni. If true, it's a bold and risky move. Critics argue that using a major film franchise as a platform for personal vendettas is not only unprofessional, but also incredibly petty. Ryan's legal team has remained tight-lipped about the accusations, but the internet is having a field day dissecting every frame of the movie for hidden digs and Easter eggs. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni isn't sitting quietly on the sidelines. He has filed a massive lawsuit against Blake, Ryan, and their publicist, alleging they orchestrated a campaign to ruin his career. The lawsuit claims Blake's accusations were part of a calculated effort to distract from her own controversies and shift the focus onto Baldoni. His legal team has even subpoenaed phone and internet records from multiple parties, including telecommunications giants like AT&T and Verizon. According to them, these records will expose the full extent of the alleged smear campaign, revealing who was involved and how it was executed. If they're right, this could be a game changer. One that turns the entire scandal on its head and forces Hollywood's power players to answer some serious questions. And let's not forget the ripple effects this drama is having on their careers. Industry insiders speculate that Justin Baldoni's career may never fully recover, regardless of the outcome. Reputation management experts point out that entertainment companies are hesitant to take risks on someone entangled in such a high-profile scandal. On the flip side, Blake and Ryan are also seeing cracks in their once unshakable brand. While their legal team fights tooth and nail in court, their public image is taking a serious hit. Fans and colleagues alike are beginning to question their credibility, and it's unclear if they'll be able to rebuild the trust they've lost. So, where does this leave us? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. As more evidence surfaces and both sides dig their heels in, the stakes couldn't be higher. Will Blake and Ryan succeed in controlling the narrative, or will Justin Baldoni's legal team expose the cracks in their carefully constructed facade? Most importantly, how will this scandal reshape Hollywood's approach to allegations of misconduct and retaliation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're here for more celebrity drama and explosive scandals, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next one.